Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What the Duck. This is episode number 37. It has officially begun. Thank you for joining us. We've got the usual suspects back with us here. A 5-person What the Duck. We heard you on the last one. The Zyori Slacks Trent was too much like a Zyori podcast, so we're coming back to What the Duck. Here we are. Sunsfan and Purge, thank you for being here to balance us out. You play an important role.
No problem.
So what do we got, boys? Slacks, start us off. You've got something you got to get off your chest right away here, pal.
All right, guys. The newest drama, the most exciting one. Pro players upset about inside information, you know? Just in case the pro players didn't ruin enough shit like Omni Knight and all the other heroes I love, now they gotta fucking ruin people talking to each other. Inside information. The big problem was people were upset that some people knew Techies was coming. The last hero to be added in Captain's Mode. Who could have ever predicted that this hero would be joining Captain's Mode one day, but it was in. So, yeah, that's the first topic. How do you feel? Are they justified to be pissed about insider info? Or are they, like usual, being fucking pussies?
No, they have a right to be pissed. Because that's been an issue for several years. It's been pretty clear that some players, like I remember Slardar was a big example where certain players were involved in the beta test. Suddenly there's offlaners playing Slardar out of nowhere, and everyone's like, why are these guys playing Slardar? And then he got patched like a week later to have the phased movement and the other changes that suddenly made him a hero for the next 6 months. So, you know,
how much of that is just correlation, though?
I mean, we also know that some of them talk to beta testers, right? Like that's a known fact,
yeah.
Is it not? So
I mean, beta testers go to like majors. They've gone to TIs ever since I've been going to TIs, and you definitely you recognize them. I'm sure some people have them as Steam friends. I don't know how many of them are creating leaks, or if it's other people that are. I mean, I guess anybody that's in the beta probably counts as a beta tester. Are they the ones leaking the information? Are people just guessing? I mean, rumors spread so fast. Like I think, for this example, the Techies one. I don't remember who I heard it from. It was not a Valve employee. It was not a beta tester. It was probably somebody like a caster or a player or something like that, or a manager. And they said something like, Pangolier is coming out in the next patch, and the patch afterwards will be Techies. It was something like that. Or it was like Dark Willow, Pangolier, Techies is what they said. And I thought it was going to be like patch, and that didn't happen. I mean, it was like eventually came out. Basically, once that was broken and the other ones had been correct, I was like, okay, the Techies information was probably valid. Valve is just delaying it a little bit. So I was expecting Techies to come out at any moment, basically. And that's kind of how the rumors get spread. Where does it come from? How does it proliferate down to pro players?
So this is how IceFrog asks for advice. He goes to a pro player and asks him, hey, would you like to see part of the patch notes? There's a little snippet. Here's a Techies thing, right? Goes to another player, says the same thing. Problem is players, they leak it. That's the problem. It's not actually IceFrog. It's the players can't hold on to any information. That's the issue. So don't tell them anything.
But you want their valuable input because they are the ones playing your game.
It's a catch-22.
Has anybody gotten patch notes before from IceFrog other than myself?
No.
Humble brag.
So
No.
No.
My point being, I haven't gotten them in a long time.
Let me check my email here.
No. Maybe they're there. Last time was when I was in Korea and Zephyr. I remember I got it once, and I mean, it's like a LAN room, right? Like I'm sitting in the same room as like 5 other people, and they can all see my monitors if they want to look at it. And IceFrog asked me to look at the patch notes, and I looked at the patch notes, and I asked if I could show it to my teammates, and he said no, I'm not allowed to share it with my teammates or tell them anything about it. And that felt really hard and difficult because it's like 5 literal pro gamers in the same room, and they want to know what the patch is. And to be honest,
you show
like,
it? Did you
no,
do
I
it?
didn't, because my integrity is
It
generally
sounds
high,
like you failed if he didn't send you patch notes after that.
Well, so look at it this way.
Maybe he wanted you to share.
I'm not.
You failed the test.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess that's the tactical leaking. I guess is the thing. But I didn't. I found it difficult when I would be when I only got shown it like 2 or 3 times total ever. And every time I got it, it was confusing because like I'm not very good at like thinking forward ahead, like to be creative about how I would change a hero other than like base things, like, oh, I'd maybe reduce his base armor. So whenever I'd see changes, I'd be like, yeah, this all looks cool, because it doesn't look that different from a normal patch. It just looks like changes. And the ones that I saw, they ended up like half of them ended up not even going in. It was like completely different patch when it actually came out. So I mean, a lot of that stuff might change. Does he still often give it to pro players? Does anybody know that for sure? Okay,
he does. I can't name any sources, but here's the thing. I actually just thought of a solution, guys. If you'll think about why is this a real big problem now? right? Obviously, it's been a problem in the past, but if you really think about it, it's ramped up, right?
That's
And
obvious.
the issue is he used to tell Bulba information, and Bulba would do what it's just like
That's
evolution,
true.
right? He's the guy
Yep.
that spreads it to everyone. But now
Patient
Bulba is
zero.
banned. IceFrog will not talk to Bulba anymore because he's the biggest leaker in Dota. So because of that, teams are keeping it to themselves. Forget what I said earlier. That contradicts everything I'm saying right now. Bulba is the key. You need to
Bulba.
tell Bulba,
I thought you were going to say
and he will let
because-
everyone know.
Fair enough.
So only Bulba gets to know the patch. That's it.
That's
I mean,
all you
that
need,
makes a
yeah.
lot of sense. It's either you tell nobody or you tell everybody.
Yeah.
So you might as well give it to the big leaker boys.
Is everyone else
What?
in favor of tournament mode versus public mode? So like, let's say there's
No.
a mode that's because if we're gonna have patches every 2 weeks,
Uh-huh.
would it be better if we had one mode that like was delayed? So like you could play your tournament on the past week thing or whatever, but the new changes would be for all of us to play, and that way the pro
Oh,
players
didn't they
aren't
say they're
shocked the
changing
day
it so
before
that it'll
major.
come out after the major now, so they have
True,
time?
but when's the next event?
Mhm.
Isn't it like literally 2 days after?
Yeah, consistently.
So like,
would
what's the?
I would argue that keeping the game, the pro scene that you're watching, to the same level as the patch is more important, because ultimately it's about viewers enjoying and continuing to play Dota. And if like a patch comes out and nobody wants to watch the tournament because they'd rather watch somebody play pubs, like I think that's a mistake. It sucks. It makes chaos in the pro scene,
Right.
and that's why they're trying to like fix this a little bit. But personally, I think the only reason people are freaking out about it is because of the whole deep. Like, there's a lot of things to complain about in DPC. Including like which teams get invited often because their brands are big, which the tournaments justify because they make more money. That way they can actually try to break even. And so everybody wants to get invited to tournaments, and if there's ever one
Yeah,
team that has too much of an
agree.
edge,
I think
people
it's
get
better
upset.
to-
So
Yeah.
That
I think
is-
you definitely. I mean, it makes it more interesting to watch as well, right? Like, gives a shit about the players. I get
Who
it.
gives a
Right.
shit about the
Patch.
players?
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck
so-
the players. They're goddamn millionaires. Rip them.
Maybe we can
Some
come
of them.
back to Techies, but I wouldn't mind a
Yeah,
digression.
they're all millionaires. Every one of those players at a DPC event is so rich.
They're fucking millionaires.
Well, so what's the solution though to the teams with the big brands getting invited to events that have DPC but maybe not really being justified in terms of just raw? Who are the best teams being invited to events? Because this is a conundrum that doesn't exist just inside of DPC. It's always been an issue. Like back in the days of organizing the summits, it's like, okay, do we invite Alliance? Do we invite Na'Vi? Do we even invite them to the qualifier? Do they deserve it? Well, if they win, I don't know. They'll always bring a lot more viewers. It's something that's always in the back of your mind. You know, some teams just inherently have a bigger fan base than others. And tournaments are already probably at pretty rough margins if you're hosting a major. It's a lot of money to do a big event like that with that kind of prize pool. So I just don't know what the easy solution is to that, is sort of what I'm getting at.
Well, there isn't an easy solution, but the solution, if you're a team, is to do content and make a fan base. That's what a lot of these bastards don't really seem to understand. It's
I
like,
see.
it doesn't matter how good you are. Look at VP back when they sucked. You know? Who the fuck wanted VP at their tournament? They don't do anything. They ditch all the content. They don't fucking care, and they don't have a big fan base. But when they start winning, okay, that's one way to garner a fan base. But you want to know why OG goes to every tournament? Because they're good guys who do interviews, who grow a fan base, and who will get viewers. And guess what? That's half of the fucking battle if you're a pro player. All right?
and they also won 4 majors. I mean,
Whatever.
in the previous system.
I mean, back
That
when they
helps.
had what's-his-face. But what I'm saying is, it's the same thing for talent, too. You could have some super, super talented, great player who wants to be a personality in Dota 2, but if you don't garner a fan base, nobody fucking cares. So, I don't know. You got to put in the work in both ways, and some people just don't get that.
I mean,
why
that's what you
no
just
mercy.
described has been part of the issue with the Southeast Asian scene for a while, right? Mineski was this team that was placing well, qualifying for a lot of events, still never really invited to anything. And right now they're 4th in the overall DPC because they finally qualified for some big events. But it's the same problem. Their brand just doesn't bring the same number of viewers. And if you're looking at the real cynical side of it, they don't bring viewers that are very valuable to a Western organization
Yes,
that's
that's
monetizing
true.
a Twitch stream. You know, so that's another problem. If you're an org, you want to sell ads to Europe and North America, not really Southeast Asia, unless your event is in Southeast Asia. Of course, that's different. But it's a whole nother piece of the puzzle. So I don't know.
All views are not created equally.
Unfortunately,
I think
yeah,
that's one thing
the-
that doesn't really go out there a lot when you're not running these kind of things.
In a way, I don't know. A lot of like the Eastern European, Russian viewers don't really add that much. They all have ad block and shit, but the numbers are astronomical. You can have like 330,000 people watching the qualifiers because Navi's playing. You know,
There is a
Yeah.
point
And they're
where raw
totally going to
numbers are
buy
valuable.
Soylent.
It's not that they're not
number
valuable.
one
It's
customer.
Who cares?
less valuable.
Soylent doesn't even care if they buy Soylent. They
Okay,
care
are they
that
gonna buy
300,000
NVIDIA graphics
people-
cards?
No one buys anything, but they care that one guy can go to his boss and say, "Look, boss, a million people watch this commercial. Oh, good job, Jenkins. These internet sports are really nailing it." That's it. I know he fucking cares.
Oh, you also
But-
make it sound like that the only reason that people are inviting some of these teams is because they're names, but it's also because you have to invite them 2 months prior in order to get something as
true.
even close to feasible in terms of financials.
It's true.
Sure.
And at that time, some of these teams, like the team I'm thinking about is EG, they were doing a lot better back then. Now, maybe not as much, right? But you can't really, it's like, oh, sorry, we already bought your tickets, but this team is slightly rated higher than you right now. So
Well,
we're going to
yeah.
go with them instead.
We
It's
also
not
had that
really a thing.
issue with seeding. It's like, do we seed this bracket based on our gut feeling of how these teams are looking right now, or do we seed it based on historical matches leading up to this, or like how they placed in the qualifiers and different things like that? It's a tough call. Things change very quickly in our space. That's for damn sure, boys.
Sure. Well, I always think that it's so funny when like Optic is like, "How dare they invite these guys?" It's like a 3-month ago invite. I mean, what are you supposed
And then
to
everybody that complains absolutely shits the bed for the super major, and VTJ wins. Like they lost every single game.
Yes.
Awful
Yeah,
to watch.
BTJ destroyed.
That was a rough. That was one of the worst qualifiers, by the way.
I did not
in
see the
terms of
NA
Dota
qualifier.
quality.
Really? Was it?
Holy
That was you and-
shit. The teams were so fucking bad. Oh my god. I had to put on a good face. You know me, I'm a real professional. But holy shit. Some of those NA teams played horrendously. You guys need to move to South America so you can go to some tournaments, for God's sake. Do it already.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
God damn.
Oh.
Get some common sense and move to South America. It's beautiful.
Oh, let me pull up
Beautiful this time of year.
This
I think.
qualifier.
Never
This
been.
time
but,
of
you know.
year. As opposed to the tundra wasteland that it is on the other time. of year.
Wow. You're right, though. VGJ Storm, they won out. They didn't even lose a single game. They dominated that qualifier.
Dude, somebody in the comments is actually reminding me of something. So the qualifiers were the last day didn't mean anything, right? Because we already knew who was going. So we started seeing like Wraith King Jungle. That was enjoyable.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was one of the few times it was enjoyable. But a lot of the stuff, so like they're just putting on like a show match, and that's whatever. But before, when it actually mattered, these teams played so horrendously. Like I'm talking about, it almost felt like, I'm not going to name names, but it almost felt like they were feeding mid repeatedly, the same person. It's like they're doing it on purpose. I couldn't even tell if they're doing it on purpose, but it was rough.
I'm pretty sure they weren't doing it on purpose, dude. Nobody's going to caught on a limb.
Well, he might just mean like
based
some of
on
the
based on history, I don't know if that's true, Zach.
some of the games were pretty bad because of the format, right? Because like you could just be done.
Yeah, it's the always like the drawback of round robin, right? It's
Yeah.
always there, and that's some of the regions. I think at least one or two of the final games weren't played because they're like, listen, this is just fucking.
Yeah, I
stupid.
think everybody agrees that the format could have used some work, no doubt. But at the same time, that can't be the only scapegoat, because some of these teams, you guys,
Yeah.
if you really want a stinker to watch, just go rewatch the games that I cast with BSJ. It was very
Why don't
poorly
you
played.
take it easy?
Very poorly. Have
We
I
are
mentioned
paid
how
to
bad
cast these things.
these teams were playing?
Please, people pay.
Well, don't worry, sunsfan. They're not going to be at the major. So
VGJ Storm, I don't know if they're actually that good. They looked amazing. Amazing. Like Navi in their heyday compared to everybody else. That's what I'm talking about. That's how bad everybody else was. Jesus.
I can't wait to hear
All right,
these
I'm
predictions on the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am all in on VGJ Storm to take this turn. They look amazing in the qualifiers.
Mercy, please.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
What else is going on? A lot of people are still bitching about tournament formats and stuff.
yeah.
We don't like
Well,
best of
so-
ones. We don't like round robins. We want every tournament to be 3 weeks long, except we don't want it to take a long time. Fucking pro players.
I mean, can I say, though, the one good thing about this super major format for the qualifiers is that it was quick. I feel like maybe round robin isn't the exact format. Maybe it's like a GSL style or something that's a little bit more pretty, but it still captures the essence, I think, of what this season should have been, with tight, discrete qualifiers where it's just a series of games. And usually with these round robins, you get a lot of shit games, but there is generally one team that stands apart from the pack. You look at the North America standings, one team won out, everyone else, it was a close battle. Obviously, that one team should qualify. It's not as good for doing that. Who are the top 4 out of 6? That's an arbitrary breakpoint, but I think doing it for just first place, it felt a little okay as a spectator, aside from
Plus,
the games that didn't matter.
There's also 3 other qualifiers going on at the same time or something. It
yeah.
was 2 or 3.
Like
so
ESL
I mean, really helped just having the
a
round robin.
GESC also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a good point. It's really easy to schedule the round robin. You can be super flexible around other tournaments, and that's something you got to keep in mind. Scheduling 3 qualifiers at once is so brutal. Some of these teams, dude. What was the matchup, Trent? It was Cinderen's team versus
Final Tribe, I think.
No, well,
Pretty
that's
sure it was the
Cinderen's
Final
team.
Tribe.
Final Tribe versus
No, the Cinder's team is the other one.
Oh yeah,
I forget what their name is, but it's the Kezu
Cinderen's
stack.
team.
Cinderen's
Yeah,
team.
Cinderen's team. You know who it is. Cinderen, Kezu, the Mouse guys.
Okay, well, anyway, they played like a best
Someone
of
will know
10 in one day across all the tournaments or something. It was
Holy shit!
fucking absurd. The admins
Bad
actually
lads.
felt
That's-
bad cracking
thank
the
you.
whip, where they're kind of like, hey guys, listen, I feel bad saying we got to start this game because I know you just played like a crazy best of 5 that went the stretch, but we got to start this thing. So buckle your seatbelts because this game's a going, and you almost feel bad. Like, it is a serious grind, but it did make the Dota pretty interesting to watch. That kind of tournament-esque mini meta starts to develop when teams play each other that many times over and over. So it is kind of a cool experience. You never get a best of 7 these days.
What about tournament format though? Isn't that the what most people are complaining about more so than qualifiers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like the actual tournaments themselves. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
that
so. Thanks,
every format's so
Knoxville,
different.
for leading
Like
the charge on
captain's
that.
draft. Boy,
Really
that
did.
format of captain's draft.
Oh
It
yeah,
was-
you came
It was
dead last,
statistically
dude.
the worst.
Yeah, statistically
Yeah,
the
it was
worst.
bad.
I
knew
loved
it was
it.
gonna
So
be bad, but
that's-
you do what you got to do with the amount. I mean, again, it was the amount of days that we had allotted and the time frame of the tournament. Like, all right, it's a shit
Yeah.
format. It was still entertaining to watch.
It is what it is, yeah. Like, we were hamstrung by sort of a certain set of parameters and not really being able to do multiple streams at once, but still, I don't know. Like you said, you make the best out of it. And we made it fun, so how do your numbers factor into that, Knoxville? What's up?
Yeah.
Come at
So
me.
what has happened now is that the China Dota 2 Super Major supposedly has the best format ever. I saw many happy tweets from such critics as Phil from EG, who has been very vocal. Of course,
Yes.
probably one of the most outspoken people, but he's super hyped about the China Super
So
Major. So
So it's 16 teams. Looks like
Yep.
it is 4 groups of 4.
math
And
checks out.
those groups are played, I assume, or it looks like it's BO3s in the group stage,
That's a long tournament.
from what I'm seeing here. And then, exactly, dude, then it seeds into a giant bracket. Looks like there is no elimination in the group stage, but half the teams get seeded into the lower bracket for the main event. So
And it's
that-
all best of 3 too.
So
like
the
that,
Super-
even
How long
that
is that
lower bracket is best of 3.
the Super Major is 8 days, June 6th to 10th, and I imagine
8
that
days.
there will be some simultaneous streams going on for that group stage, because I think that's kind of a lot of matches.
Yeah, imagine 8 days versus 3 or 4. Sorry, for captain's draft. I mean, come on.
8 days.
Can we talk about Knoxville for a second? Can I vent?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we
There's
go.
no way this is a good idea.
Yeah,
so
it is a bad
Knoxville-
idea.
I like
Not good.
Knoxville, so
Not a
that's-
good idea.
No, I like Knoxville. This is
I hate
more
his
me
opinion on
joking than anything,
captain's
but-
draft, but I like him as a person.
So everybody,
It's
when
not
you look at
opinion, it's math.
Knoxville's, his articles are like, oh, okay, it's stats. It must be correct. No. You know why? I have a perfect example of this. He suggested these headphones to me. These are the fucking worst pieces of shit I've ever had in my life. This is not an exaggeration. They have literally unplugged 4 times during this show. That is how shitty these headphones are. And he recommended them as the best headphones I could get.
Did
Okay.
he do full statistical analysis on them being the best, or was this just like his opinion thing?
His entire life is stats. So you
and
tell me.
headphones. He only
Okay.
has 2 things in his life. It's like stats and headphones.
Dude,
This
that was
man
a
has,
hard
like,
burn, dude. Jesus
he has,
Christ.
like 12
These
pairs
are
of
real,
headphones.
Dial
I'm
it
not
back.
even
the worst
exaggerating.
headphones I have ever had.
Wow.
That definitely means that his tournament opinions are shit too. I agree.
It correlates
Thank
perfectly
you.
for me. All right, it connects. It all connects one way or the other.
How can you even say that you like him after this? It sounds like you really are upset about this headphones thing, dude. So, like, friendship is broken. You won't even say hello to him anymore.
Well, I
Wow.
bought new headphones. They don't arrive for another month, so I have to put up with these for another month. So
All
They
right,
must
who's
be
the
some
dumbass
high
who
roller
asked for
headphones.
those?
if
all right,
it
look at
takes
this.
a
Do you see
month
this?
to ship.
This is me taping them together, and they still unplug.
Wow, I can't believe that didn't fix it, dude. That's really that's tough.
Well, fuck Knoxville, I guess. That's all I- It's over, dude. I'm gonna unfollow him on Twitter.
Freaking Knoxville.
Wow. Well,
He
so
sabotaged me. I know he did it on purpose.
Isn't,
That piece of garbage.
isn't the epicenter format pretty good as well? It's pretty long, yeah.
Epicenter. Has anybody been watching that shit?
I watched a
I've
little
I've been
bit.
watching Navi win games.
Yeah, I saw the
Whoa.
Navi Secret series. That was pretty hype.
When does the main event start?
Fairly soon. Let's see. They're in Group B right now. I think in a day or two. Let's see if I can pull her up here.
Pretty sure tomorrow's the last day of groups.
The main event
Yeah.
still hasn't started?
Correct. The main event
Yeah.
has not started.
Oh, man, I gotta get in these long fucking tournaments. You guys have any idea how much
So,
these things pay?
Slacks, the main
Only
event
higher
ends
community
this
casters.
Sunday.
Dude, that's why they hired the other casters.
It ends this Sunday. Think about that. Today's Tuesday. It's still going.
God
That's
damn.
the groups goes from Tuesday to Sunday.
They needed the fresh blood, dude. We're too old for this shit.
No, I think the whole tournament's still Sunday. I think groups end May 2nd, right? So
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that sounds right. Yeah, groups end tomorrow, and then there's probably an off day, and then the finals start.
I don't know about you guys. I'm starting to feel the Dota 2 grind. I have not watched the game in like 3 weeks. Is that bad to say?
Dude, you
I'll
were just
watch the main
nonstop
events.
casting for 9 days or something, weren't you?
Other than those, that was not Dota. Have I explained how
Okay.
bad those games are?
So
Alright.
here's
Sorry.
Do I need to
listen,
go over that again?
Relax.
Sunsfan, here's the problem.
Relax.
Trent and I actually had some pretty awesome games to cover because we did CIS
I'm
and we
glad.
did Europe, and then we did the B stream for C, which actually had some of the better matches. Like
That was excellent.
our games were all hype. From our perspective, it was an awesome Dota grind with only a couple games that were completely dog shit.
Well, you guys got the lucky draw, I guess.
Dude,
It's
you
not lucky
signed
when
up
you're
for
just
North
dodging
America.
NA.
I saw that schedule. It was blank,
know.
and you were the first name penciled in there. You said,
I was
North
like,
America.
I've
that's
never
me.
actually cast NA qualifiers before, and
Is that a
I'll
true
give
statement?
it a try.
You've never
That was a
cast
mistake.
NA qualifiers before? Not even one?
Maybe
For
like
anything that's not
majors
like
or something.
captain's draft, yeah, I've never.
Wow.
It's always
That's
like
right. You were doing China.
China.
last time.
China, and I can't remember what else I've done.
Slacks, this is going to be great for the podcast.
Jesus
it sounds like you're
Christ, that dog.
snorkeling over there. Could you?
Mr. Rue, he likes to snort.
Well, that's fine. It's just his nose is literally next to the microphone. I can see the setup here, and it's not working for
Good
anyone. So
boy,
just,
Mr. Rue. Good
just turn him around
boy.
or something. Put a sock on his
Okay.
nose. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't watch pro Dota constantly. I'd rather play like 70% of the time myself, and then like occasionally, like if there's a new patch or I'm kind of curious what heroes are popular, I'll watch a couple games just to see if there's updates. Like check how many mangoes everybody's buying, for example. That's
I
kinda
watch
why
the
live my life.
panels. I don't give a fuck about the games. I'm the inverse of a normal Dota 2 viewer. When those games come on, I'm like, Snoresville! Let me know when the panels and commercials are back. And I'm back in.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
kind of with you on that. I do like checking in on the panels, and sometimes I'll get sucked into a series, but I get captivated by the breaks. I've been digging with Kyle on the panel as well. He's been getting a lot of Reddit love. It's been
Yeah.
the Cap Gods Kyle
Deserved.
panel. They've been the big trio with Red Eye, and I think it's actually been pretty good. There's been some pretty solid banter. Gods and Cap are snapping it back and forth like it ain't no thing.
It's very reminiscent of TI6 panel. It feels
Yeah.
very, very similar.
good.
It's just buffed up. It's actually better, I would say. With like Gods, Kyle, and Cap plus Red Eye. I think that's a perfect quad.
Better?
Very good. Yep.
Great.
Not that the other one wasn't amazing, but this one's like one of the best panels. And they just get to like chill all day, never mixing it up, which is tiring. But in terms of like chemistry and everything that you get going together,
Oh,
it's very nice.
That's
Yeah.
great. Well, that is the catch-22 though. Poor Kyle. I mean, any one of these pro players, Kyle, your PPDs, your all these guys that are vocals, talkative pros, Synderin, great panelists, great casters, but it's the last thing that they want to do. They want to go play. So it's a constant drain, dude. It's sad for them, to be. Imagine if I could be a good player, Purge. Imagine what. God,
I mean,
my life would be so
You're doing
different.
really well for what you've got.
Thanks, buddy. But the fact that I suck at Dota means that all this other shit is like, my passion. It's what I like to do. Oh, can you imagine being good at the game? Maybe you could make $1 million, but oh boy, everybody wants you to be a panelist. I want to die. Forget
And
it.
all the panelists
South
you're on with are
America's
just like
I
some
want to die.
max 5K players kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been a very, very obvious thing that pro players would. I thought it would happen earlier that former players would come and become panelists, but Things
Yeah, they
like
just keep on
Len
chugging.
retiring and Sin trying to go back and forth constantly, and like Kyle and PPD could obviously be panelists for the rest of their lives if Dota exists for like 10 years. Kyle and PPD could be like guaranteed top 5 analysts for the rest of their lives.
Oh,
As long as they continue playing the game, but they'd rather play because playing is more fun.
You know,
So
they
thank
they
God for
can
that.
make TI by going to South America.
I am shocked that hasn't
available.
happened yet.
I
Not
actually
gonna lie.
really hope
really
Optic qualifies because that's one more gig for TI that'll be available, and maybe Kyle as well somehow will qualify. And then I'm only saying that because he's not on a team right now, so you'd have to grab a
Purge,
team and then
You
qualify
just need to
through
invest
Opens,
some
so,
money in some South American real estate.
Yeah,
Offer a job
Sunsfan,
to Kyle, and just
I've
put
been
+4.
trying to go
That's it.
in on a South American team with you, and you've been shutting me out for like 6 months now. It sounds
I
like you're
spent
a
all my money
flip-flopper.
on
Let's-
captain's draft. What a fucking waste of money. Okay,
Well-
I have no money for South America anymore. All right.
Well, surely you
that.
know somebody with connections. We can fund this thing. Let's go, man.
I mean, I get a lot of sketchy emails. Would you like me to forward you them by any chance?
All right.
Congratulations, you can invest in this South American team.
You know, I did get an
No.
email at the Bucharest Major from a guy that was he heard my comments about starting a South American team, and he passed my talking points by his rich uncle. I didn't get a follow-up email, but it sounded promising. So,
How South America do we need to go? Can we go to Mexico?
Let's
Because
go to
I know
Panama.
my cousin is in the cartel.
Well, here's
So
the
we could-
question, and I don't know the answer to this. I think that you can actually play in the South American Open qualifiers from North America, right? You just have to play on their server.
The
Is that
open
right?
qualifiers, I think you can.
Right. You don't have to be
But
there
I'm not sure.
technically, I think.
that happened last TI or something. What was that one European team that qualified through
Played it.
Opens?
Yeah, they
was
They
like,
did NA, right?
Yeah, it was like
I
Come
think
With
they-
Me's stack, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
is that really
So you
all?
don't have to move. You don't have to look for
So
a freaking place.
So it's only to be invited to the regional qualifiers where you have to actually
Yes.
be there.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but I remember
There might
them
be a new rule.
adjusting rules. I think they might have put a rule in so you can't do that, but I can't recall.
So, but, like,
Yeah.
what about
Either way.
Mexico? That's considered North America, right? If you're
No,
Yes.
dude, it's South of America. How could I be North America?
well, what is the actual cutoff though? I'm kind of curious.
Mexico.
I'm gonna
Well,
Google.
South
Yeah, it
of
would be
Mexico?
below. It would be below Mexico.
North America
What are you
is
talking
Canada,
about? It's
United
South of
States,
America,
and
you
Mexico.
fucking idiots.
I don't.
You
know.
know
That's
geography?
Central
It's
America.
I
huh?
genuinely don't know what the cutoff is. I know there's a line, but I don't know where the darn line is.
NA
Guys,
geography.
Canada's
right
part
there.
of America because it's not north of it, guys.
We got Cuba, I think.
We should.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
People, landmarks, climate, and wildlife don't give a shit.
Like Central America counts as South America in this equation
Yeah,
for a
it
qualifier,
should.
of course. So
All right, now which one of these economies?
we're
is
talking
poorest for
about
us?
like the most northern divide in which you could still be considered South America for regional invites. But you're gonna stomp the open qualifier. Let's be real. If you
Question.
can't win that, then you shouldn't even be fucking playing.
Is Hawaii technically South America? 'Cause
No.
It is south of the rest of America.
and Alaska.
It might be Southeast Asian.
Alaska is Canada. Let's be real.
That's right.
Okay.
We don't want them actually. Sorry.
That's a good state, dude. That's a lot of land. You definitely want Alaska. Come on.
So
It's
it's
next
my
to Russia,
theory.
Palin. No.
True.
It's my theory that Valve, when Valve put in these regions that need to go to every event, I think that they were expecting a team to go there because, again, it's not only you just get easy invites for the first 6 months, but you actually help the scene a lot. So
South
it's
America?
not like one of these you're cheating the system because, yeah, for the time being, for the short term, you kind of are, right? But in the long term, it really does help the scene grow.
Talking
And
about
South
Zephyr.
America is a joke right now. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fucking
Korea
worthless.
Dota. I mean,
They're
that
getting
really
last
took
every
off
tournament.
thanks to Purge and the boys.
But honestly, I don't know if it matters though, because South America's already doing relatively okay. Like they've had some good successes recently. They take series off good teams sometimes. At minimum, they win games now. Whereas like I don't know, 3 years ago, South America winning a game against like a top team was like, there's no fucking way it'll happen, and every game would look bad. But that doesn't happen
It's-
anymore. Like
it's
the South
slowly
American
getting
teams can win
better.
some stuff.
I think it could be accelerated though by what Shannon's talking about, and I know Trent was just joking, but dude, in Korea, it's so difficult. It was so difficult just to get the core player base to have things start there. You know, it's a totally different
Yeah.
equation. Because
Oh,
League
yeah,
of
it's totally
Legends is
different.
so fucking popular in South Korea. It is unreal. But
Yep.
I don't think South America has that problem with Dota. I think League
I
is
saw.
League popular in South America. I don't know.
I
I
don't
believe
think
it
so,
is.
Probably.
League. Yeah, I believe it is in some places. I think it's big in Brazil for sure.
I know that Riot has a headquarters in Brazil, so yeah, it must be. Huh.
Dude, you know what's really weird? PUBG has a Japanese scene. Oh man, they had like 2 or 3 Japanese teams, dude.
Oh yeah, how's
That's
PUBG
interesting.
Mobile, Purge? How's
Oh
that
yeah.
It's okay.
yeah.
I haven't played it that often. I played it once on vacation because I didn't have a desktop. It was all right.
going? Cool.
It's basically like if you don't have access to a laptop or a desktop, it is honestly okay gaming. It's like better than not playing if you really want to play. But there is a lot of like spending time being like, man, it is really difficult to shop as efficiently, to pick up items as efficiently, to acquire targets rapidly. So there's a lot of limitations, but considering you're playing on like a phone or a tablet, it's actually fairly reasonable. I think
Wow.
so I wouldn't necessarily say it's like super fun to play all the time. I wouldn't say that for sure, but like compared to what it sounds like oh, playing a shooter on my phone, that sounds awful, and it's not awful. It's
That's
kind
impressive.
it's kind of okay is how I describe it.
Really, you feel like when you see somebody, you can actually like aim and kill them and like kind of
I mean,
outskill somebody in a firefight.
There's auto aim and stuff because you
Ooh.
kind of have to, because it's obviously you're playing on a phone or a tablet, so it's hard to be as precise with your moving your finger on a screen versus a mouse. But I mean, there is skill required, and there's still like tactics, like you're still choosing where to move your hero and where to lay prone or looking for enemies.
Does it auto aim on his chest or his head?
I'm not sure. It's probably center of mass. Like one game I closed it, I had that gun that has 100 bullets, and I just went prone, and he jumped out of the window, and I just held down the shoot button. I didn't aim at all, and it eventually killed him. It took like 50 bullets because he kept like walking left and right, so I'd have to like slowly catch up to him and then slowly catch up to him. But you
Sounds
can
awesome.
aim, you can assist that to make it better. It's kind of like playing on console a little bit.
Dude,
Probably
you
not
should have
as-
loved
more extreme.
Lineage, man. That game was cool. You just watch your
Oh, here we
character
go.
do quests for you.
Oh
it just,
God!
it just
Here we
slays.
go.
You just
Here
watch
we
it and
go.
you go, "Wow, look, I'm level 13, dude. My guy's so big. Go slam some more, big guy. There you go."
I can't even talk about that.
My
That was like
God.
your escape.
Dude,
Andrew ran away from us.
I
wouldn't
escaped
talk
from
to
reality.
us.
I retreated for 3 weeks into Lineage 2 Revolution, the mobile version. It was awesome.
We all been there.
We've
We
all
all
been
have
there.
a game that we disappear to.
No, it
during
was a
events.
lot of fun. No, so I heard with the PUBG Mobile though that the cars, like vehicles, are super broken because it's hard to dodge them and get out of the way, so you just run people down.
Yes. The other thing to remember is that I think in every game, it's not 100 real players. I think it must be a limitation of the
Oh,
fact that
really?
you're playing on a mobile phone and not like because on a PC, right? Remember the days where like it was hard to get a lot of people into the same lobby, so a lot of games were limited on like, oh, we can only have like max 10 people or something like that. So there's a lot of bots in every game. I think I'm guessing it's like, maybe the number scales as you level up in MMR, but when you first start, everybody feels like as bad as a bot. But as you play more games and your MMR goes up, it's probably like at least 20% real players out of 100.
So you're playing other mobile players.
Yes.
Yes.
Only other mobile
Interesting.
players.
I didn't realize
and a
it
lot
was
of people
so
you encounter are
bot-heavy.
bots.
I was gonna say if
Interesting.
it was cross whatever it's called,
Stupid, dude. Cross-platform.
I would want to play on. I'd actually boot that up right now. Beat the shit out of some mobile players.
The first couple of games I played were really fun because I got if there was a drop, I went for it. And I knew I could get it because everybody was really bad. So I got to like play with a bunch of guns that I like rarely get to touch in PUBG
Oh,
when I actually
okay.
play on desktop. So
All
but once
right.
my MMR got higher, it was like playing PUBG on my phone, which then it becomes less fun. But the first I don't know, if I could reset my MMR and keep playing that game, I would probably play it a lot more.
I would love to see a stream of sunsfan on a computer just slaying mobile nerds and talking shit, letting all
wouldn't be fun, dude.
that rage out.
I saw
Similar
some
to
people,
slacks at the Canada land talking shit with the kids.
Dude, that was one of the funniest moments of that entire trip for me. And Trump got elected during that trip, mind you.
Yeah.
Just like, where's Slacks? Oh, I think he's in the other room playing Gears of War with some of those kids. Like, Slacks, we gotta go. And he just looks at the kid next to him. He's just like, all right, eat shit, kid. And he puts the control, and he shoots the kid in the head, puts the controller down, he just gets up and walks away. And the kid is just kind of like looking at the ground, just like half defeated and also kind of half honored that he just got slaughtered by Slacks. I looked at the score and it was like 18-2. I was just like, he was stuck in a corner and you were just stalking him. And there's an entire crowd of people watching, and you didn't even turn around and do the Slacks thing where you kind of laugh at your own thing and make it clear that it's a joke and then put your arm around him. You just said, eat shit, kid, and just walked away. And that was it. That was the end of the joke. It's completely deadpan.
How old is this kid?
I don't know,
He was a
14
young
or
boy.
some
I
shit.
was just
15.
walking in the room. They had like spare Xboxes
Oh.
from the Gears of War tournament. I was like, hey, anybody want to play Gears of War? And those fans, a young 13-year-old kid would be like, oh, Slacks, I'd like to play Gears of War. It brought me back to my Xbox days. You know, I'd like kill him and teabag him. Be like, you get fucked, you little shitter. I was just rolling through kids. I killed like 15 kids that day.
Well, because half of them didn't even know how to play. They just wanted to do anything with Slack. So they were like, sure, I'll play whatever game you want. Oh, Gears of War? Fun. Wow. What a weird event that was, that our tournament was in like the same hotel as a Gears of War was a tournament.
Yeah.
There was
And
also Clash
Counter-Strike.
Royale and
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah. That was in a different venue. They had a different hotel for Counter-Strike, but yeah,
Yes.
same land finals. Jesus,
It was
Gears
funny
of
hearing
War,
about the
dude.
Clash Royale, and it was just these like whales, and like spent all this money on the game.
That's true.
Do you guys play Fortnite, by the way? Is anyone?
I
Anyone?
haven't
tried
played it
it.
yet. No.
Yeah.
Really?
I have a theory.
Wow.
A theory that Dota players don't play Fortnite, but they might play PUBG because it's like the league of, battle
Dude,
royale.
Very
This is-
similar.
People talked about this like 3 months ago. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Well, here's my
Sick theory.
theory, guys. It's a very intense one. All right, but anyway, yeah, I haven't touched that garbage either. I like the stories, I like to go down naked, drop in like the really intense drop zones, and don't pick up guns and just crawl my way out. I like the story. I like the lore. I like to build my own lore.
The lore of what? PUBG?
Yeah, every
Have you seen
game
the
is
lore of Fortnite? There's actually a meteor in the sky. Have you seen that?
Yeah, just
And
crashed
every day it
yesterday.
gets slightly closer. It finally crashed. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
Tell me what
the
happened.
lore of Fortnite is great. I read up on it. You see, there's a zombie cloud that comes and makes zombies. That's it. There's no explanation.
That's the
lo-
meteor?
It's fucking who cares? Terrible lore. God.
The
Well,
idea
what's
of
the
having
PUBG
something.
lore?
No, there's
That's-
nothing in
it's
PUBG though.
mysterious.
That's the thing.
It's a mysterious
PUBG
lore.
is the Counter-Strike of that genre. Let's be real. There's no lore. There's nothing. It's just it is what it is.
There's lore. There's lore. Yeah.
Except it barely runs on your PC. So Counter-Strike definitely has the leg up in that regard.
Yeah.
My bad.
You're right.
All
though.
right,
I've been wanting to try Fortnite. Honestly, the fact that it's not on Steam is a little bit of a roadblock for me. I don't want to
Whoa!
download.
It's not. Oh shit! Now
It's
I'm definitely
not?
not playing it.
No, you have to
That was
download the
epic.
Unreal Epic Player.
Fuck that.
I don't know what. It's like a Steam knockoff, and it's a pain in the ass. I don't give a shit that it's free. I don't want more bloatware on my computer. Sorry, dog, but
Couple weeks ago, I downloaded Sea of Thieves. It was a non-Steam game. First one I ever did. Never fucking again. That thing was the biggest piece of shit I have ever touched in my life.
it wasn't fun. I thought that game was cool.
God, no. Leaf Eater gave it to me for free, and I had to sign
Ooh,
up
nice.
on his Xbox
Oh.
account. So now on my computer, every time I log in, it says, "Hi, Leaf Eater," and I can't get it to fucking stop. He could probably hack me whenever he wants to. And that game is such a piece of shit. And then I downloaded Escape from Tarkov because Bernie's into it. And that game's a piece of shit. If it's not on fucking Steam, don't play it, guys.
Yeah, I don't ever want to play Dota with you and Bernie again. By the way,
Face.
Slacks.
Oh, you made that
When
mistake.
did
No
this happen?
desire ever. I was queuing a couple pubs one day, working on my solo grind. It's going all right, maybe -1 or 2, and get a message from Slacks. He's like, "Hey, bro, you're playing Dota. I love playing Dota with you, man. You're so much fun. Let's play." Like, all
how it
right,
gets you.
fine. And then he invites Bernie to the group. He's like, "Come on, man, you want to get into some Bernie gaming today?" And I was just like, how bad could it be? I'm feeling pretty confident. Bernie's pretty low. Maybe I can carry this. Slacks he's a morale kind of guy. First game, we get 2 Wabos that claim PL Warlock is the
Oh, that was a
broken
good
combo
game. That was a good
wins.
game, dude.
And we're 15-0 with PL Warlock. It wins everything. Trust us. We're like, all right, dude. Great. Of course, they're getting destroyed. They're all upset that we're not helping them. The PL, and they feed forever. Slacks makes fun of them endlessly. Game's over in 20 minutes. All right, let's try again. Great. This will be fun. Game number 2. It's going all right. We get to that late game point. Bernie's playing Zeus, and we look at his item build. He's got brown boots and a soul booster. That's it. No, that's it.
Learn
There's,
from the best.
Yep.
and Slacks immediately goes, "Dude, where's the Nimbus?" And he's like, "Nimbus, what?" And instead of just pivoting, he continues to go Octarine. And then we just lose because Zeus literally can't do anything. And I stopped playing for a few days. I was really upset, dude. It was awful. And then after it was done, I noticed you stopped playing and you left your mic on, and I just heard you breathing loudly for like 5 minutes straight. Like you were so mad, you just needed to take a few minutes of feeding in PUBG to be like, just.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard playing Dota in real life.
I can't
friends,
do it.
guys.
I can't
it's
do it.
hard. Like
no,
they're not
for you
like
it's
us.
miserable playing with you. Yesterday was fine.
What? What?
That was an anomaly though. That's
What are you
I can't remember
talking
a 2-game span playing with you that you haven't just like rage quit or something to that
Okay,
degree.
well, you bring
You do
people
rage quit a
down,
lot.
Sunsy. You bring people down a lot. You're always like, you start off so happy. You bring us to a place of pure ecstasy, and then after 5 minutes, you're just like, this lane is the worst fucking lane I have ever
Because
been.
I'm always
I
stuck in
can't
the
do
shit lane.
anything.
Why?
I can't do
Bro,
anything.
you
And then
picked-
everyone's scared and sad. It's
You picked fucking safe lane Ricky, and you had a lane against a fucking brewmaster. Of course you're gonna be in a shit lane.
Well, that,
Like, what do you
just
expect?
said it yourself. A
And you
safe
didn't
lane
even, you
Ricky.
didn't even max your passive. You maxed
Safe
Blink
lane
Strike.
Ricky 1v2. Why
You
am I
see?
1v2
He's
in
bringing
a
us
safe
down.
lane?
He's bringing
Why?
us down.
Didn't you have a support?
No. What do you mean?
Who-
What support?
Where was the other hero?
Spirit Breaker was on in your lane or some
he
other
was
shit. I
roaming?
don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a
Fun.
fucking roaming Spirit Breaker, a jungle alchemist, and I was a safe lane.
He's a dual off lane, okay? Dual off lane.
Don't you dare shit talk my jungle out.
I'm pretty sure you weren't versus two heroes though. I think you were just
I was
Brew,
against
weren't you?
Brew and Skyrath for the first like 3-4
Oh,
minutes,
okay.
and then against Brew, which is obviously a terrible matchup anyway.
Wow.
And then they came to our lane because we were dumpstering sort of with Elk and Ogre.
Sort of.
We
More
all right,
like
considering that was an
completely,
Ursa,
all
we
right.
did great. I think.
We did great. Listen, I've been actively working out. I found out that I treat my friends worse than I do.
Found
You
it.
do.
How did you find this out exactly?
It was Shane O'Mad. All right. Shane O'Mad, I was playing with him one day, and I'm going to use some very foul language here, but this is a direct quote. And I get done with my game, and he's like, hey, Slacks, I kind of wanted to say a little thing to you, if you don't mind. I'm like, what's up, Shane? He goes, well, you know, you're kind of a cunt. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he goes, well, you know, every time you play with your friends, you're kind of a giant cunt. I'm like, oh. So I've been working on it a lot.
That's great to hear.
I'm nice to randos, but I expect a lot from the people I play with, and I get angry. So I'm really trying to work on it.
I did
Comes from a
notice you've
place
been
of
better.
respect, is what you're saying.
What?
Well, so you
Comes
had
from
I
a place of
value my
respect.
friends highly, and if they
Yeah.
disappoint me, it hurts more. Every time I queue into a bunch of randos, I just think they're a bunch of idiots. I
All
got
right,
no.
let me ask: do you ever disappoint yourself with the builds that you go?
No.
Maybe
Yeah.
start there.
Honestly, if you just listen to my build advice a little bit, I don't care how else you act. But if you like act like you act and then also completely ignore any build sense, that's when I get real triggered.
Today, I
Why
opened
does
up
it
the
gotta be
Dota
about me?
client. I opened up the Slacks' game on Alchemist. He's playing by himself, and I saw he had a medallion. And I looked on Purge, on my friends list, Purge spectating a game, click Purge, he's watching Slacks. I feel there's no fucking way he would have bought a medallion if someone hadn't told him to.
I never bought it before. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I know.
listen, it's hard to play with real life friends. I love
Yeah.
Bernie. We've been playing together. We both started Dota on the same day, and we both ranked calibrated at like 1,900 MMR. I'm like 5 now. He's like 2. I mean, it's just we play every night together. He's a real life boy. He has real things to do. It's hard to play with real life friends, guys.
It really is. My beef is always how you treat our teammates when it's just you and me or you, me, and one more queuing. I have this expectation that because, like, you know, you win games based on morale, and that's how you got to 5K, that when they fail, you're going to pick them up, and together you and I are going to be like, pal, you can do it. We're going to carry your broken leg over the finish line. And instead, you'd like that PL Warlock game, instead of helping them, you called him retarded, then apologized for saying the R word, and then 5 minutes later said, you know what, you deserved it. You're actually retarded. That was like the cycle we were stuck in. I don't think that helped matters, dude. You know?
No, it's the
Misunderstand.
passive aggressive anger where he's like, "Oh, do we have a Shadow Fiend? Oh, I don't think we have a Shadow Fiend. No, Trent, you're making a mistake. We don't actually have a Shadow Fiend."
Yeah, he's a real
Listen,
douche nozzle. No doubt.
People have this stupid assumption that being high in communication means you're a nice person. That's not true. Being good in communication means that you say what you need to say to win the game. I flame half the time. I'm happy half the time because you got to establish what kind of person is on your team. If they think that they're good, you need to flame the fuck out of them so they stop listening to their music and talking to their girlfriend and be like, this stupid piece of shit, and then they win the game. That's good communication. I'm not saying be a nice person. I'm saying manipulate your enemy, your friends, as much as you manipulate your enemies, and get them to win the fucking game, and then at the end of the game, apologize and get reported. But what are you gonna do? I like winning. All right.
Yeah, I like
Thank
winning
you.
too. I like winning too. And I'm glad Dota tracks what your win-loss record is when you play with all of your friends. It's good.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna go check.
Well,
my
I'm
record
trying
with
to
the
change,
Slacks.
guys. I'm trying
should.
to get back to being a good, nice boy again. I mean,
Oh,
ever
that's good.
since I
It's
got
the
Divine.
hopeful voice I hear at the start of every game. Oh my God, you're actually him! Oh, it's the real Slacks. And within 3 minutes, oh, you dumb fuck! Why'd you pick Windranger? So bad. You're such a fucking idiot. Every game, and they're
That-
so happy. They're
That Juggernaut
always
last
so
night
happy.
when you laned Alk with the jug, and he played like absolute shit all game, and then afterwards I looked at his profile and he was like Divine 3 or something, and he played like dog shit. I am sure that you just tilted him by being an asshole. He's either a purchased account or you tilted the fuck out of him when he started making mistakes.
Okay. I gotta talk. If I'm talking, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking. I can't. There's not a lot of filter. All right. If you fucking go as Juggernaut and you get full duration frozen as Crystal Maiden with spin on cooldown, I gotta talk about it.
Oh,
okay?
dude,
I'm
yeah.
not
He
fucking-
played really bad. The jug played really bad.
It was horrible.
Sometimes when I'm sitting alone at my computer on Saturday nights, I get lucky where I sneak into TeamSpeak and Slacks has his mic open and I hear him talking to his teammates and they're defending high ground and he's just screaming and I close my eyes and I try to visualize the team fight based on his commentary of "You retards! No! Go! Okay, go! I got him! You idiots!" It makes me so happy to see someone get so much joy out of
Can we
playing
talk about something else?
playing unranked by himself at 6 p.m. on a Saturday. It makes me feel less bad about myself. You know, it's
What else is happening in the world of Dota 2? All right, there's got to be some other shit we can.
I'm glad
talk
we're
about.
finally talking about
well, okay,
this.
Slack. So let's circle back, right?
like
How
an
are we feeling?
intervention.
Techies in captain's mode. If you have watched any competitive games, right? Techies been picked in epicenter twice, right? Is that what's
I
something
don't watch
like
the
that?
games.
I haven't seen them either, but I'm sure Slacks
No,
has, right?
sure haven't.
No?
Let's
I have
talk about
seen
it
those
though.
games.
Cool.
God damn it, are the pro players bad? And I'm so fucking happy, dude. Pro players have no goddamn idea how to pick techies. We saw Fear do it at Midas mode. He got fucking Blink Dagger and god awful. Z-Freak, one of the best players in Dota. God fucking awful. These pro players are shitting on this hero. Do you know what that means? It means that those stupid bastards are gonna fucking buff him, and that hero is so broken. I'm literally gonna get Divine 5 because these idiots don't know how to play fucking techies. I cannot wait, dude. Let's fucking go, Z-Freak.
You're not.
Fucking burn, dude. Shit.
Slacks, how many of your techies games get to level 25 and you end up carrying because of the right click talent?
Many.
Like,
many.
what percentage would you say? Like half of them, a third of them?
I would say half. I mean, I'm coming out with my new techies guides. We're currently on page 18 in Microsoft Word. It's going to be a
Jesus
long video,
Christ.
but never pick techies in a game you think you're going to win is lesson number 1. If you look at the draft and you say, oh, I can pick this hero and then I can help out these heroes, do that. But I only pick techies when I look at that and I go, we have a solo invoker offlane. I don't know what the fuck this is. Techies. All the time, baby. Oh, wait for that 25. Go carry, sell all your mana shit, Daedalus, Dragonlance. Oh,
I mean,
listen, they're gonna buff
it's-
techies. They're gonna do it, and I'm gonna be fucking huge. I can't wait.
I mean, I've won a few pubs hitting level 25 on techies. It's a satisfying feeling to stall it out, and now you have a light at the end of the tunnel. You say, guys, just give me the tome. I'm level 23, please. I promise. I've got the Dragon Lance. I've got the Hurricane Pike. I've got the crit. I'm working on the Bloodthorn. Let's fucking win this thing. And then you kill their carry with a nullifier, and it's over. The game's fucking over. It feels
Why do you-
really good.
Maybe the game was close because you bought so many terrible techies items. What the
No,
fuck?
it's
Purge,
later.
You get
How-
that gold talent, the
You
150
can't just
gold.
like instantly transition into having
Oh.
like 5 damage items.
You're clearly not a techies player, dude.
Yeah,
Look
you
at this.
literally can.
I'm
Oh.
just looking up Slacks' past games. Here's a Techies game. This is in order. Aghanim Scepter, Bloodstone, Boots of Travel, Daedalus, Hurricane Pike, Divine Rapier.
Did he win?
You won.
Whoa, we won.
Not bad.
See, techies, I love playing heroes where you can morph your position depending on how shit your team is. That's why I used to love Omni Knight. Because he was like a support unless you figured out your team were a bunch of fucking idiots, and then he could be a carry. Techies the same way. He just blocks off, and then if you're like, my teammates literally have no idea what they're doing. I'm a hard click carry now, and here you go. It's they're so rare. There's hardly any heroes that can do that, and he's one of them. He might be the last. Who's a hero that can start as a support, buy support items till the 30-minute mark, and then go, okay, fuck this, and then switch and become a carry?
Witch Doctor?
Alchemist.
Nobody.
Alchemist.
Alchemist is a good
Nope.
answer.
How does
Benj.
Alchemist get that if he's been buying Ags all game?
Pangolier.
Purge?
He picks up 2 bounty runes? Serious? Like
Dude,
3,000 gold, dude.
I don't know if you noticed, as the game ended, I finished my Mjolnir, and I already had like an AC and almost
That
a
is
Silver
true.
Edge.
We do need to
I-
talk about this Alchemist change.
Actually,
first.
Silencer
the
isn't
bounty
a
runes.
bad option. Yeah, that's
Silencer, yeah.
Silencer? Oh, okay.
that's
There's
a
a
good
couple.
answer.
There's a couple supports that can sort of scale.
Which change Slacks?
Lich. There's one.
Okay.
No.
The
How would you
Scotty
farm
talent,
it?
the level 25? Come on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that,
oh,
no,
oh.
that dude, his other talent is so much better than the Scotty one.
I mean, not if
Oh,
you have
that
to carry.
that talent is amazing. Like,
Which
what
one?
the hell?
Oh,
30
yeah,
HP
that
regen on
healing.
buildings?
Oh, that shit's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
he's-
No. It's 30 HP regen for anybody that has ice armor
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I know,
buildings.
it's crazy.
and buildings.
Yeah.
So it's like heroes and buildings. They all get 30 HP regen and 9 armor. It's so OP.
Ooh,
That's so much better than the Scotty one.
that is
Super
true.
OP.
I forgot about
Super
that.
OP.
Super.
It is super. So, besides big patch changes, nothing crazy except for Leshrac is back and Alchemist bounty runes. Nobody has found this out except for the 3 of us on this podcast. The brokenness
Sounds about right.
of that.
Nature's Prophet support is badass. It's very good. It's now like first phase ban most games.
Gracious.
It's so irritating. Yeah.
All right, it's
Off
time for me
lane
to say
still
this.
miserable to play, but nothing new.
Yeah.
Time for me
It
to
should-
Oh,
say this,
how
guys.
about that Band-Aid solution? What do you guys think about that? I thought that was very interesting. I find Dota,
yeah.
we typically have good solutions, right? Where it's something that like it doesn't feel like it's just a stupid slap on Band-Aid thing, but in terms of not being able to pull the first creep wave, that feels super Band-Aid. Where it's just like, all right, don't do that anymore. And now it's just like, am I just gonna do the second wave?
The way that I see it is that the pulling the wave was already like so stupid that it had to force this like stupid change. You know, it's
Kinda
like
fair.
what is the average player supposed to do when somebody pulls a creep wave like that? Like, it's very, you basically need to be there to interrupt their teleport when they're trying to escape, or you have to somehow be able to perma-chase them and kill them, which is hard. It takes like 2 to 3 heroes, so it's like no matter what, you lose there.
See, it's a boring change though. I agree with Trent. What if the creeps did 4 times damage to heroes on the first wave?
Now there's
Think
an
about
idea.
that.
Yeah, if only they
What if you
consider
could
That's
give
a
that.
creative
items to
solution.
creeps?
What?
Hmm?
What was that?
Creep heroes. Give items to them, and then you can control
Oh
them.
man, just like that fucking the bristleback when you were escorting him in Siltbreaker and give him boots and
Hmm.
shit.
I didn't
Dude.
play
Woo!
Siltbreaker.
I thought about Siltbreaker the other day, and I got really sad. I actually
I
really
know,
missed it.
right?
It was so
I
fun.
loved it. We didn't say it was fun enough. That's our fault as personalities. We didn't rally
yeah,
the
probably true.
community behind Siltbreaker. We're never gonna see another one of those. And I loved Siltbreaker, dude.
It's just like theory crafting and new builds, and that's my shit, dude.
Those were the days.
Anyway, back to
Yeah.
the patch.
Yeah.
Not to break up the Siltbreaker circle jerk here, but is it your guys' opinion that the way that Ice Frog and Valve want the game to be played in the beginning stages for pubs? Forget about pros for a second, because my pubs have been just beyond miserable. They want dual lanes, 2-1-2s. Is that pretty much what they're saying?
I don't necessarily think it's because of they want it to be like pub focused, like because pubs obviously 2-1-2s are much more common. I think it's more like
Really?
they want laning stage. They want link, like basically what the buff is done or what the change is done. So let me just explain the mechanics behind, because it's important. If you deny a creep, you get 25% of that experience, and if an enemy hero is nearby, they get 25%. At least this is based on Kyle's tweet, and I assume that his tweet was accurate. And the old one, if you'd get a deny, you would get 25% of the experience, but they would get 75, the other 75. So now like 50%, if you get a deny, 50% of that experience is just gone. So it's really important to make sure that you are there contesting every last hit and deny, and that you have lane control in that way. If you don't, you're going to get really far behind. So it, in some ways, it does force dual lanes, because you need to have that lane control, and dual lanes are a good way to do it. But like solo off laning just doesn't work anymore, because there's very few heroes that aren't just going to be beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's miserable.
So how do you solve that problem? Do you like put more experience back into the creeps? That would let more sapping work. But doesn't it make more sense to have like more action, kind of? Because wouldn't the game be more boring if it was always just like safe try kind of a thing?
Isn't there less action right now? People just abandoning lanes because they can't.
I don't
do
think
anything?
anyone can, but you can't
Not
really
really.
abandon because there's no jungle, right? So like all you can do is like maybe you can try and 4-man gank a lane or something, but for the most part, people just kind of tough it out with 2-1-2s, as you said. Like,
I
isn't
wish
it
that
kind
would
of like
translate to
promoting
my pub.
teamwork?
Every pub I play, I am solo off lane for some reason, and it makes me want to kill myself. Like I literally don't want to play Dota with
Well,
how that is. It's
I-
fucking, and it's always against a tri lane. Like, you guys are talking about 2-1-2s being normal. I want that to be a thing. I'm playing 1v3 every fucking game.
Shannon, don't you
horrible.
play 5 stacks all the time?
No, I actually haven't been playing Dota at all lately. It's awful.
Well,
No,
I
you
mean-
played
like-
with me yesterday.
I need other than yesterday, I've been not playing Dotes because of these off lane changes. Have just been
But just
atrocious.
why don't you just play with a friend and duel offlane every game? That's fun if
Yeah.
you plan for it.
Do offlane is
guess.
great.
that's what Carlo and
It's
I
very
did.
Yeah, why
satisfying.
don't
Really
you just
fun.
get some friends, you fucking loser?
Like,
Think about
if
that,
Billy no
stupid.
mates.
If you
I
just
don't
duel
know,
offlane and you can test the last hits to the point where you get more last hits and denies than them, then the carry just sucks and they're
I
just
don't
underfarmed.
like the idea that, like, I'm not saying get rid of denies at all, because denies have been there from the beginning. I think they give you way too much right now. Way too much.
Huh.
It's
I mean,
like it's way too lopsided, and the laning stage is way too important. I think of myself as a poor man's Weehaw. Really shit in the laning stage, but after you get a couple items, you're fine.
Yeah.
I can't get to those couple items anymore because the laning
Yeah.
stage is so important. Okay, that's
Huh.
the issue.
Wow. Some
I've noticed-
self-evaluation here.
In my games, it seems like teams are surprisingly good at responding to rotations. Like 3 heroes gank one lane, they go, okay, well that means there's only one guy up top. Everybody rotate and kill him. And that's like I found my games on average to be very bloody in like that like low ancient high legend type bracket, but surprisingly good at like it's like whenever Blitz makes a video. I'm right at that bracket where people are like, dude, I'm going to get some free MMR off these Blitz tips. And he makes a video about shoving out lanes, and all of a sudden my games are just, oh, God, guys, they gank. You got to push. You got to push. You got to get into those tier 2s. And that's I've felt it. It's good advice, but it's sort of surprising. You don't expect it, man.
Yeah.
So
I don't
out of
know
all
what
my
happens
years
in
of
my
playing
game.
Dota,
Yeah.
all my years, which is 10 plus now, this is my least favorite patch for pubs.
Oh, come
Least
on.
Fuck you, dude.
Like
There's
the
no way this
sniper
is worse
juggernaut
than
was
troll,
better.
than
I like that
troll
more.
sniper.
Yeah, you got to play some more
Invoker
goats.
patches, fuck off, dude.
No,
you
the
just sent a letter
sniper-
something about it.
The sniper jug patch was like, you're talking about a month, dude, a month and a half. This has been like 6 months like this. You know?
No,
What
it
are
was
you
way
talking
longer than a
about?
month.
It was the longest period. That's why everyone was so mad. It
was
famous
really
for
long.
being the
Yes,
longest.
Yeah, it was
Control
insanely
Sniper.
long.
Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. But,
Oh, you are.
You-
Oh,
but
you are.
I feel like from a pub perspective, I didn't really care that much because I'm the one playing those heroes, right? But
Yeah.
like from a competitive standpoint, it was annoying seeing the same heroes every single game. You know.
Sunsfan, if Knoxville was here, he would look at your Dota buff and he
Oh
would say,
my god!
low
Let me
sample
unplug my
size.
head. Oh wait, I don't need to unplug it because it unplugs itself. Okay.
Can you hear me? Look, I'm looking at your Dota
Yes.
buff right now. And since the beginning of February, the most games that you've ever played in one day was 1. Oh, that's not true. Here's a day where you played 3. Like most of these days, you're playing like less than 3 games, and there's probably
Yes.
less than like 20 pips over the last 3 months.
Yes.
I feel like you barely even played this patch. Like I feel like yes, you probably had some bad experiences.
The patch
maybe,
is
maybe,
6
maybe
months.
You're just rusty. Maybe you're just rusty right now.
Yeah, you're just
I,
a rusty.
no, I
bitch.
Maybe you
agree.
just
I'm not.
suck,
I'm not
dude.
great right now. I'm definitely not great right
Wow,
now.
you are
because
in a
I-
bad
lack
mood.
of
That's why you're
playing.
losing. That's why you're losing your laning stage because you're not like fully
No,
up to date on the meta.
I have always been bad in the laning stage. That's the problem. But the game has forgiven me in the past.
You
That's
need
the
to
difference.
start buying
God,
Qualifiers.
you're playing a lot of turbo.
Yeah. Can I
Turbo!
say Turbo is actually fun now because I don't have to
Oh,
care about the laning stage. I just get
Jesus,
my items and I'm good to go.
You're an
And I
easy
didn't think
mode
I'd be
player
this
now.
guy.
Okay.
Dude,
I've
listening to
gone
a
full
turbo
circle.
gamer here.
You know,
I started
give
Dota
them respect.
Much like most people back in Dota 1, like the original people, you started with easy mode. That's just how it That's just how people
yeah, we
started.
started
usually.
with easy mode. You're a 10-year veteran, dude. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. I've gone full circle, and that is not a good sign. All right? That is not a good sign for everyone.
Is this like the whole diapers, and then you become a human, and then you get old, you go back to diapers?
I'm going
like-
back to diapers. Yes.
The circle of
so-
life.
Suns fans on the artifact train. He's waiting for that game to come out.
Please, please, God.
One day.
Guys, I just want to play cards, please. No more mechanics. I have a question about one mechanic though, where it says on Mjolnir, procs can no longer be evaded. What is that talking about? Does that and same
So-
with Maelstrom? Is that like it's better against evasion now?
Yeah, because before, for it to even proc, you'd have to hit them first, and then
Mhm.
after you hit them, you have a chance to proc. So against somebody that's 50% evasion, your proc chance would be half as much because you're gonna hit them and you're miss them in the first place. So basically, if it does, even if you miss, it might still proc.
Okay, so this is
That makes
like so if Maelstrom procs 20% of the time, then this is sort of like a 20% MKB type of like a true
The
strike
Maelstrom
effect.
part of it, yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
So it's like a small buff against evasive heroes. basically.
Okay. Cool.
Guys, I was playing a pub yesterday, and this guy was super flaming me, and I disconnected, and he wouldn't pause, and he unpaused every time, and he was a level 1 jungle Pugna, and it was like interview with a vampire. I kept asking him questions like, so what's the plan here? What are you thinking? And he's like, this is a good build. Ask the pros. And anyway, do you guys think he had any? He was level 2 at like 10 minutes. Do you have any idea? Level 1
Jungle
jungle
what?
Pugna.
Pugna.
Level 1 jungle Pugna. Have you ever seen it?
Terrible.
No, there's no way that's good. The only thing that's good about it is that Pugna's really fast, so you can kite the neutrals and you won't take damage. That's about it.
I was thinking maybe
Fair
like
point.
an ancient necro type deal where if you can stack 2 or 3 camps at once with your Q or something, and then somehow get level 2 or 3, and then you can kill like a quad stack with your
Dude, those
Q
days
over and
are-
over.
They're so gone. Remember all those cool cheesy strats you could do? But now
mean,
it's
that's
like
like-
stacking magic resistance and everything that comes with it, and you can't be your Dark Seers or your Bat Riders.
it's-
And you just go into this game and you're like, they
it's
think I'm
I
an
feel like
awfully
you could
bad.
maybe do that if you were like level 5, you'd have enough damage. But at level 1, I think you just stand there wishing you had somebody helping you to kill the creeps. I don't know, Slacks. That one's over my head.
It's
All right.
terrible.
I was just checking in case like pro players did something cool, but it just stuck with me. He was so confident. I was like, this guy knows something I don't. He's not just an idiot. But yeah, he's
You know,
just an
I
idiot.
see
Okay.
someone in chat, and I hate to say this out loud, but I also miss Jungle Necro. You know,
Ah!
Purge was the one that turned me on to Ancient Necro. I tweeted
What?
something
Did I?
snarky about how dumb it was, and you replied with, actually, if executed properly, it's one of the highest DPS things you can do in the laning stage. And then I looked at a video. It turns out you were totally right. If you nail every single stack, it farms faster than literally anything else. So I played
Must
like
have been right
50
when it came out.
games of Ancient stacking Necro. So thanks, pal. That
I
was
do
great.
remember that you could level if nobody messed with you. There's a lot of junglers like that actually,
Yeah.
where if you did it perfectly and nobody messed with you, it's actually really efficient.
Yeah.
Enigma, very similar.
Do you
I
think
miss
they'll bring
Jungle
jungle
Axe.
back? Will that ever?
I
come
want
back,
Jungle
boys?
Axe so bad.
Well, that's very.
Play my own
inefficient.
game. I don't need to
Balance.
Sunsfan,
lane against
you can
anybody.
do jungle
you know?
axe because you're always against a tri lane, and then when things go bad, you just hit up the fucking jungle because
Yeah, but it's
nothing else
horrible.
works.
The point is, it's horrible.
True.
It's impossible to do Jungle X with the new buffs to Battle Hunger. I don't want to pretend like I'm ahead of the curve, but did you guys see that every
Yeah.
patch, last 3 patches, Battle Hunger specifically has been buffed? Every Ice Frog's on it. Me and him are on a fucking level, bro.
Yeah, but that means
I'm
you're
telling you.
behind. If you're trying it, like it's so bad when you're trying it that he's still buffing it.
What?
Clearly, your
Talking
idea is
about?
awful.
He's trying to convince other people to do it because I'm so smart. You dumb.
Okay, sure. I did see it get
Wow.
maxed though in a couple of those epicenter games. So congratulations, dude. Your build, it's in there.
Dude.
Slacks, you know how old that strategy is, right?
Mhm.
That's literally over 10 years old.
Oh,
That's
boom.
When
about
I,
You
it.
when
sound
I
like
first
one of
started
those-
playing Dota, that's what people did was Battle Hunger.
You sound
It was
like
actually
one
good
of
back
those
then.
bitch-ass beta testers who's like, I'm like, I made Omni Knight popular, and he's like, Omni Knight was always popular, and I'm like,
That's right.
the fuck do you know? bitch?
I said Omni was always OP or something like that.
You don't know shit.
The Omni mid, man, that was the thing.
Wow.
Good times.
So has
Good
anything else
times.
happened in Dota that we want to talk about? Is that it? There's going to complain
Hey,
about the
I
patch?
have
I mean, I'm
a-
into it.
Can we
but-
make a tournament that's Dota 1? Like a show match tournament or something?
Ah!
That would be actually a lot of fun, don't you think?
No. 30% of the
kinda
screen
funny.
is going to be like the game overlay,
It.
and it's going to look awful.
I'm not saying like $100,000. I'm talking like a $10,000
I
show
mean-
match tournament. People playing Dota 1.
Sunsfan,
Patches
if
out
you've
of
got
it, though, you know,
$10,000 that you want to put down on this, then I think we're in. So I don't know if any
I'm talking to all
sponsors
the
would be
great
interested in a
sponsors out
Dota
there.
1 tournament, but
It.
of
Think
the
of it this
2,000
way.
people, guys, if we can crowdfund this right now, we could do a Dota 1 tournament.
For the missing
why?
DPC
If we
points
get
from
just
this
500
major.
subs.
Valve owes us a major. Don't forget we're missing DPC points. The day before TI,
Yeah, true.
a Dota 1, best of 1, all you can eat. Winner gets 50 fucking DPC points. Congratulations, Optic. You're going to TI. You won the Dota 1 tourney.
I think it's
Think
great.
about it.
You know, the patch is
Great
old, right?
idea.
Like the Dota 1 patch hasn't been updated in a long time.
Well,
Yeah,
then the
that's one
meta's
problem.
We're
but it's
stuck on
okay.
troll for the longest time. They were on the troll sniper patch. I don't know if they ever got off it. Can anyone confirm?
No,
Not
they've
sure.
updated since then.
Oh,
They
that's
had
good.
to have.
I remember they
don't
were
know
on
then.
that for like way longer than Dota 2 was.
No Pangolier though. Real shame.
Oh no, they won't
Oh.
get him, eh?
They don't get Pango or Willow?
No.
Dude, that's
Or
why
Monkey?
you're not having fun, because you've been telling us you spam Pango all the time, and Pango really sucks on the laning stage.
Yeah, he's really bad.
This is your problem.
I don't find any heroes fun right now other than Pango. Like, it's not that
Have
the
you
other
tried?
heroes aren't fun. It's just that Pango is so much more fun. You know, he comes out and it's like he spoils you. He's like, oh, this is how a hero should feel. The great turn rate, the vector targeting, the amazing team fight ulti. I just love this hero so much. And now he is a steaming pile of donkey shit, which is a real shame for me. You know, I do like Ricky, but Ricky, and again, really bad in the laning stage as well. So it's not just they're bad in the laning stage, it's that I'm bad at the laning stage with a hero that's bad at laning stage. Does that make sense? So it
Yeah.
amplifies.
And you
Let's
get the
make
wrong
a
skill build
Moonduck
sometimes.
series. Let's make
That
a
was the
video
only time I've done
series
that.
where we save sunsfan. What do you think, guys? We'll go in as a pub and we'll save sunsfan and we'll
That
get him
sounds
back
good.
to
I can do this.
We'll call it saving.
Just devote
saving
5
Sunsfan.
heroes to
saving
make sure that he
Herald
wins this lane.
Sunsfan.
I need to reinvigorate myself into Dota. That's for sure.
Sunsfan needs his groove back, guys. Let's
He
make
needs
it.
I
to
need to
find his
pretend
mojo.
Pango isn't a hero because if I just forget that, then I'll find the other heroes fun. You know what I mean? I just need to be ignorant. Ignorance is bliss in this case.
There's like lots of different Pango builds you can do, probably.
There's only 2 Purge. Okay. Well, now
There's
I don't
2
know.
javelins or 3
I actually don't know.
javelins.
I don't know how to build him with the javelin stuff anymore because it's real bad now. Because like, oh, instead of Pango being good, let's make Windrunner good instead. Now you got to get Maelstrom, right? Which it's okay.
Oh,
You can
It's
still get 2
no-
javelins. What's the big deal?
I forgot to mention this. It's a historic day. I think Windrunner is okay now. I've seen
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of games
Shit.
with her with the new ultimate.
Really?
It's very good. The
I've
new
seen some
ult-
hilarious interactions with their new ulti, where people
Yeah.
come back into a fight trying to gank her, but they don't realize that it's auto-targeted on them. So just like, you know, you go invis, like I saw a Weaver, right? Where he's like fighting, and then he comes back in from Shikuchi to try and kill the Windranger, and instantly the hero just like destroys him because he's not expecting the auto-target.
And
Yeah.
Pretty great.
one of the changes actually is that Blade Mail is really good against her right now, because you can't.
Yes.
The only way to stop. So if you focus fire somebody in the previous patch and they turn on Blade Mail, you just have to press S, and the only way to start attacking again is you'd have to right click them again. Well, they removed that because it made a lot of circumstances where you'd like misclick and stop attacking the correct person. So now to stop, if you press S when attacking somebody with focus fire, as long as you're still moving, you continue attacking. So the only way to counter Blade Mail now as Windrunner when they use Blade Mail is you have to press S and stop moving. So
Yeah.
try playing Windranger against like
Oh.
Centaur or something. It's actually pretty tough.
Okay,
Focus
well,
fire does not
forget
work
it.
as well.
Guess you're still shit, but I don't know. I've seen
Don't
a
worry,
lot.
nobody plays Centaur, so you don't have to worry
Played a
about
lot
that.
of
Nobody buys
pubs.
Blade Mail yet either. But.
A lot of pubs this week, a lot of really good Windrangers, and they're winning games, which is new and exciting
Wow.
in the world of Dota. So
Yeah, Dota's in a special place, Slacks.
it's real weird. It's real weird. We'll see what happens. Blade Mail, though, that sounds hilarious. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good
quite
against
good.
him, yeah.
all right. Sounds good.
Ready to tie a bow on this thing or what?
Yeah, I guess we're
think
done.
so.
Try- what do you got? A baby to go check?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Anybody
What do you
have a story? I haven't got one, but I have.
I have a
I have
story
no
about
life.
Knoxville.
Okay. Well,
Don't take advice about headsets from him. They're real pieces of shit.
That's
you.
great.
great story. That's really fabulous.
Thank you very
Purge,
much.
you got anything? Story
No.
time? It's been a while.
I'm good. I got my venting out.
Oh, man.
This felt great, by the way.
Dude,
Yeah,
Thank
Thank
you
story
you
so
so
time
much.
was just yelling about slacks and pubs. That was
So I
really
spot
great.
Orb of Venom, Medallion, and a Quelling Blade. I can die happy now. I've been
Well-
waiting like literally years for him to take some very obvious Dota advice like this, and now that
The
you have,
Orb
I
of
feel real
Venom.
good.
Wasn't
Do
in
you
his
think he's
backpack
gonna
for like half
continue
the
to do
game.
that?
That's okay. He did at the start of the game. Is he going to continue? I mean,
Yeah, if he
sees
knows
the,
you're not watching, let's say you're not watching, will he do it?
I mean, Slacks, you saw the value of Medallion, right?
Yeah.
He saw the value of Medallion. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the. the
The
story
thing that
as
I
well,
don't
but-
get, not to get off on another rant, of all the things to not buy, you don't buy fucking boots on these heroes.
Boots
You're
on-
40
boots on
minutes
them.
in the game, no boots. Why?
because
Like,
it's
Boots
fun.
are
I'm catching up to you. Wait, I have an
That's stupid.
argument for you.
If you-
Please.
You're thinking too much in the fucking normie zone, all right? Everybody buys boots because it gives you additional movement speed so you can initiate enemies. I'm on a
Yes.
plane of existence where I don't even initiate other enemies. Why?
You
Yeah, but
initiate
the creeps.
creeps.
I know the creeps are standing still, but you have to go between them. And
Yeah.
so over the course of 40 minutes, those boots pay for themselves. Do you not understand?
500 gold. That's almost half of an ingredient for a
Ugh.
fourth of a scepter.
You see how he had Shadow Blade and fucking I don't even know what else purchased in that game. He had like 4 items and he still beat your timing on all those agonies.
Face Shadowblade still are
Y'all don't know.
those watching.
I
did
gotta
AFK.
Explain myself to you.
It's true, you were pretty AFK.
I was super AFK. I mean, I participated decently for like 15 minutes, but then the second set of 15, I was rushing to get the eggs finished. But I could have been more active if I didn't have to beat Slax's timer.
Hey, Suns fan.
Yeah.
I want to pitch you an idea live here on What the Duck. Are you ready?
Play
Okay.
pubs. Is that
Okay.
it?
No, it's cooler than that. What do we have to do to get a Suns fan IRL stream? Like Suns fan and Sajidine go to an amusement park and you walk around with your little phone and you stream it like I did at Slax's wedding.
Cat on a leash.
Cat
You
on
don't
the
seem
leash.
to understand. I'm a curmudgeon and a hermit.
We noticed.
Well, but
I mean,
that's what
this
makes
will
it
pretty much
content.
sum up the my life. These are vitamin D supplements. I don't leave the fucking house, Zayuri. How am I going to do an in real life stream?
Well, it's
Hey guys, I'm on my couch. You want to watch some TV?
No,
I
no,
mean-
you're on your sack, daddy.
I mean, you make
You
an
don't have
event
a
out of
couch.
it. You know,
Love sack.
Moonduck
Love
will
sack.
cover your entry fees to the amusement park. So listen, dude. Okay, all right, I have a story. All right, it's the
Yes.
Bucharest Major, and we're there at the after party, right? And we walk in, and we all know that Slacks and Suns fan have this joke where they yell "what" at each other as loud as possible over the loud system to do their social commentary. That yes, we'd rather be talking in a quiet situation, and we get that, but
What?
when I arrived, right, Trent and I said our hellos. We walk around, we get some drinks. I just look over, and there's a couch, a lot of familiar faces, then the DJ behind that, the speakers, and then a couch. And I see Suns fans sitting on the couch directly in front of the speaker, and then Purge sitting next to him. And both of them are
This is
sitting
the
there
only open couch.
staring off into space, getting blasted by music with their arms crossed, just like, I'm literally counting the minutes right now. I'm counting the seconds
It's
until
awful, dude.
I
It's
can get
awful.
the fuck out of here. And
Yes.
it was a moment where I wish I had Google Glass so I could just zoom in on Suns fan's face like Office style, and just get a feel of the so out of place. We're in a Romanian fucking dance club hybrid bar. But, and everyone's like getting free drinks. We're going crazy. It's an open bar celebration, and Suns fans just sitting there. I don't drink alcohol. They didn't have Diet Pepsi.
Diet, give me a break.
I got to
What
get
the
out of
shit?
here.
People think I'm so extrovert. I am the biggest introvert of all. Like, I hate parties. But when I finally went up to Slacks and we just started screaming, "What?" That actually made it fun. That made the party for me.
What I'm getting at, though,
It
is
sounds like we have Tourette syndrome, but that's okay.
Dude, the amount of pleasure that I got out of watching your discomfort, if you just go anywhere in public with a phone on a selfie stick and just upload it to the Moonduck Twitch, I swear to God, dude, you will become a star. Andy Milanakis, forget about it, man. Suns fans coming for
Do you think I'm that introverted?
Dude.
Like when I'm at a party, that's completely different. Like a nightclub, let's call it nightclub setting, and I'm going to like a park. You think that's the same? There's no way that's the same. I'm a normal person.
I would suggest we do.
Well, not if you're carrying the selfie stick, though. That's what makes
it's
it
a
funny.
show. We have to do something like Idiot Abroad. We have to put Suns fan into places that he clearly doesn't want to be.
Richly
film them.
cultural,
Oh
places
my God,
anyone else
dude.
would want to be and be very excited about, but then you just
Right.
watch Sunset and hate it.
Like Suns fan, would you
sounds
like to
like
be
an
a
excellent
panelist
show.
for the biggest major of the year?
I mean,
Oh.
I like the idea, but it's
Oh,
very
no.
quickly gonna turn into something where he says something that's really insensitive to their race, and then
Isn't that what
What?
Twitch is all
It'll just
about right
be
now?
I feel like
Talking about-
I
you
don't
ever
know why
seen
people
chat?
think I'm not cultured. I feel like I'm pretty cultured.
I
I
just mean
just-
that if the whole show is like Suns fan traveling to places that he doesn't really want to be, it's just gonna seem like he doesn't want to be
Well,
at those places.
Have you seen
because of
Idiot
X
Abroad,
reasons.
Purge?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
It's exactly that idea. I don't know why they're pitching this idea when it's actually been done before.
Well,
that was the reference.
because
I
this
just
is
think it
for
would be great.
we're redoing it for esports fans. For all
We
of
need
those
to-
fans you made from doing that Vice documentary at TI are going to tune in
Yeah.
for this.
Oh yeah,
You're
That's
the
a massive
leader of
amount.
Dota 2 esports, according to ESPN. All right,
The leader.
the leader.
He's the king of esports.
All right,
All right. Well, that's it, boys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What's the next thing we're doing? What do we got? We finished qualifiers for the Super Major, and now
That's it, dude.
we're
We're
chilling.
watching Dota.
Everyone's home watching Dota, taking a snoozer. So we'll do another What the Duck in a week or 2 or 3, and then the train continues. So
Choo choo.
bye-bye, friends. We'll see you next time on What the Duck.